Here's something wild that probably happens to all of us. Sometimes you completely forget how much you grow until you notice the things that used to rule your entire day don't faze you anymore. Like, remember that thing that would send you spiral a year ago? Now you just shrug it off and keep moving. That's real growth right there. And it's not just about the big stuff. The things that once felt impossible, when you look back, they were really just small obstacles that seemed huge at the time. Maybe it was having a difficult conversation, or setting a boundary, or just getting through a tough week without falling apart. At the time, these things felt like mountains, but now you barely remember them because you climbed so many since then. That's what healing looks like most of the time. It's not this huge, dramatic breakthrough where angels sing and everything suddenly makes sense. It's these tiny changes that you only see when you look back. And maybe that's the real answer. The real proof that you're moving forward. The fact that the old version of you wouldn't even recognize how steady you become. Let's talk about what healing actually is, because I think we gotten it twisted sometimes. Healing isn't just cutting people off or reinventing yourself overnight. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you do need to let go of toxic relationships and make big changes. But that's not the whole picture. Sometimes healing is way more mundane than that. Sometimes it's taking care of the smaller things you've been avoiding, like finally making that doctor's appointment, reorganizing your space, or responding to messages you've been putting off. These little acts of self-care may not seem like much, but they add up. Sometimes healing is finishing a project when you've had no energy for days. It's pushing through when everything in you want to quit. Not because you're being hard on yourself, but because you're proving to yourself that you can. Sometimes it's forgiving yourself for the way you handle things when you didn't know better. This one's huge. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. We all wish we could go back and do things differently. But healing means accepting that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. You know what I think healing really is? It's giving yourself permission to be human. It's deciding that being human, messy, imperfect, still figuring it out human is enough. We put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, to have it all together, to never slip up. But that's not real life. Real life is making progress and then having setbacks. It's healing and then getting triggered by something you thought you were over. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and sometimes 3 steps sideways. And that's okay. That's actually more than okay. That's normal. When you give yourself permission to be human, when you stop beating yourself up for not being further along, you stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. You start appreciating the small wins, the quiet victories, the days when you just showed up even though it was hard. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment sometimes this week and really look back at where you were a year ago, or even 6 months ago. Think about what bothered you then versus what bothers you now. Think about what felt impossible then that you've already conquered. Think about how you've changed in ways you never planned or expected. Because growth isn't always loud. It doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's this quiet transformation that happens while you're just trying to get through the day. And those are often the most powerful changes of all. The ones that happen so naturally that you almost miss them. Remember, healing doesn't have to look like what you see on social media or in movies. It can be quiet, gradual, and completely unique to you. The fact that you're still here, still trying, still growing, that's proof that you're doing it right. Keep going. Keep healing at your own pace, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. And that's it for today's episode. If this resonated with you, please share with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, remember, you're growing more than you realize, and that's something worth celebrating. Thank you.